Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Travis's Musings. Sorry there's been a little bit of a delay. I've been trying to get my stuff together to transition into teleworking and dealing with all of the ancillary issues associated with Coronapocalypse. So I hope everybody is being safe out there, staying home, and trying to do our best to come together so we can get through this as quickly as possible and get back to business as usual. So this video, we're going to cover a couple different things. I'm going to talk about my current allocation and my own personal opinion looking ahead and kind of what my plan of attack is. We're going to talk about the beer bets. We're going to take a look at how the beer bets and myself are looking against buy and hold. We're also going to take a look at an April look ahead, and I'm also going to discuss the VIX and what that means and how that applies to my own opinion on where we should be looking ahead as we continue to navigate this market. So again, not myself nor Matt nor any of the individuals associated with the Seasonal Strategies Facebook page are financial advisors. We're not fiduciaries. We're not trying to tell you what you should or should not do with your retirement. We're just kind of helping you guys navigate issues and problems. And again, of course, we all believe in seasonality during normal market conditions. And so hopefully you guys will get some continued benefit from this video and from the TSP Calc Seasonal Strategies, or the TSP Seasonal Strategies Facebook page and TSP Calc. So again, I want to apologize for not making a second video last month. I don't know about a lot of you, I'm not used to teleworking, and so this has been a pretty large transition. I've got multiple computer screens up in my reloading room, which has been converted to my office at this point, and it's been challenging to say the least, but we've been getting it done, and I'm thankful that I still have a job, and I hope that everybody else out there is doing the best they can. So, all right, let's jump right in. I am currently allocated into the G Fund. I've been in the G Fund for about 2 weeks now. I don't have my exact date I swapped over, but my current year to date is minus 17.44%. And that's that's a big bummer. But when I take a look at how that applies to the C Fund, which is down, looks like 22.6%, and the S Fund is down 33.8%, I'm not all that upset anymore. And that being said, I also think we're going to have some continued volatility. You heard a lot of people, especially 2 weeks ago when the market had that great week when it rallied, I think 15 or 16%. And they were talking about the end of the shortest bear market in the history of the world, or in the history of the stock market. And I thought at the time that was a little bit premature, and it's turned out to be such. Things are continuing to be difficult. The stay-at-home order in Washington State was extended to May 4th. I know that President Trump has continued to extend the national day that he expects to be done or be out of the woods on this. And it seems to be that we keep just pushing that number further and further back. So I'm not really sure when it's going to end, but it's not going to be soon. And so for the foreseeable future here, I'm continuing my run in G Fund, and I'm doing a little more independent individual stock trading as opposed to my retirement. So trust me when I tell you, I would love to get back to seasonality. And we're seeing some seasonal tendencies kind of poke their head up. It's tough to tell if it's false correlation or not between that. Because things are so volatile. You can flip a coin and on any given day, and who knows? I've been sitting here watching the market swing -4 and +4 in the same day. And I was laughing with a friend last week about how I really missed the days when we used to get excited or frustrated over a -1% or a +1% day. So we will be getting back to those days eventually. So hopefully everybody takes a step back and keeps things in perspective, and we'll all do our best to move forward. So, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to jump over to the computer now, and we'll take a look at the beer bet, and we'll talk about some more things there. So, okay, guys, and so here we're over at tspcalc.com, and I have my own strategy, 85-4-25, and I've got some other benchmarks up here, the CSNI, along with Matt's, Jaren's, and Larry's strategy. And you can see here there's a lot of red at the bottom, which is not fun to see for anybody. So it should be noted that myself, Jaron, and Larry are pretty close to the C fund there. We're right neck and neck, and we're beating the S fund pretty handily, almost actually over 10%. And Matt there is actually doing pretty good too. He's beaten the S fund and the I fund, but losing to the C fund there. And again, this is not necessarily where all of us currently are. I believe that everybody except for Matt at this point has deviated from their strategies. As we exit a seasonal phase and are moving into a kind of, this is an unpredictable time in history. I mean, really, it's unique, not just in the stock market, but in a historical aspect. I mean, people are going to look back on this time, and it's going to be studied, and it's going to be fascinating to have lived through this retroactively. I mean, we have basically the entire United States shut down and locked in their homes for weeks on end. So we will come out of this, though, and hopefully we'll get a return to seasonality at that point, and we can kind of get back to business as usual. But in the meantime, this is what we have to work with. I mean, there's nobody out there that's going to tell you that seasonality could have accurately predicted a black swan event. There's just no way. That being said, seasonality did get a little bit lucky and caught the first half of that drop, and we all benefited from that. But that being said, we'll just kind of keep going and doing the best we can moving forward. So for the moment, the leaders are still Jaron and Larry in the beer bet, but their reign, of course, is coming to an end. And in real money, by the way, I'm beating Jaron. So hashtag beat Jaron always. And let's go ahead and take a look at April. April's typically, our strategies have us out of the market until Tuesday, which is the 5th trading day of April. And then they'll be in the C fund the rest of the month. So personally, I'm looking for an opportunity in the next couple of weeks. I see some continued negative downturn, and I'm looking for an opportunity to get back into the market. And I don't know how far it's going to go or what that point is going to be. But I don't see things necessarily continuing to improve. And so here we are, and I'm just kind of in a wait and see mode at this point. So, okay, guys, so that was a pretty good and quick and dirty rundown of the beer bet and our current standings and allocations as they were opposed to, or as compared to buy and hold at this point. And so as we move forward, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, or maybe even the next month or month and a half, I'm really hoping to find an opportunity to jump back into the market. I do not like being on the sidelines. And in theory, I'd like to start moving back into seasonality, but we really need this market to calm down and the volatility to lessen in order for me to feel really comfortable with that. And so I think it's actually a pretty good transition into talking about the VIX, which is the Chicago Board Options Exchange, the CBOE. And what it does, it's commonly called the VIX, the CBOE Volatility Exchange, or the VIX. And its street name, of course, is the Fear Index, which is everybody refers to when things start getting crazy. The VIX spikes and everybody freaks out. So what it tries to do, or what it did originally in the 90s, was it took a look at the S&P 100. And it tried to, it took a look at the options and puts for the S&P 100, and it tried to gauge over the next 30 days how much volatility was in the market, and then extrapolate that to a 12-month period. That being said, in 2002, they wanted to get a little better grasp and a little better idea of how the market as a whole was performing. And so they moved from the S&P 100 to the S&P 500 in order to get a better overall look at the market. So as of today, the VIX is in the mid 40s. And so over the next 12 months, they expect quite a bit of movement of the market. And it doesn't take a genius to see why. I mean, we see this every single day. We've seen swings of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%, -4 to +4, +4 to -4, sometimes multiple times in a day. And so as we move away from that, we're going to kind of see we're going to see the market kind of returning to normal. And as we exit the Coronapocalypse, we're going to most assuredly see some economic rebounding there. And I don't think we really understand the full extent of the economic damage, and we won't until this is over. But again, I want to reach out and say, hey, thanks to all the first responders out there, the people on the front lines in the hospitals, firefighters, police, I know my brother-in-law is a firefighter, and they have been exposed in multiple departments there to COVID patients. Some people are afraid to tell the fire department that they are, responding to calls that may have COVID exposure, and so it's crazy out there. And so everybody stay safe, please. And again, thank you so much for hanging with us, and thanks for watching another one of my musings. And so we'll catch you on the next time.